Hi, I'm joined here by Martina Devon, and obviously Martina owns the Blue Devon, and together with Glenn, who helped her to organise this tournament here for Skinny Eugene McDermott. It's a tribute dart tournament that was held today, and first of all, as his uncle, I would like to say a very big thank you to you. Martina, if I can come to you first, obviously the idea was born with yourself, and why did you decide to run this tournament, and why was it so dear to your heart?
Well, I wouldn't say that the idea was born with myself. I'd say the idea came mostly from his friends. They were asking when and how, how would we go about doing something to keep his memory going. So we approached Eugene and Helen, and we let them think about it. Obviously, it was a hard decision for them too. So eventually we came up with a date, and it roller coasted really. It wasn't too hard because we had a huge amount of support from so many people. The background work, all right, it took a bit of time, but there was no question about wondering would it be a success. And today we saw that it was a massive success altogether. I know Eugene up there is looking down and saying well done to everybody.
And today, obviously, as we say, I understand we've had about 150, 160 actual throwers, and then another maybe 100, 200 people that came here in support today. So it's been extremely, very, very successful. And later we're going to be talking to Brendan Dolan, who's actually 12th in the world at the moment. And I understand that he's had a height of admiration for Skinny and goes back quite a length of time with him. He could have been away at a tournament in the UK, but decided to be here to support this tribute today. So, and if I can ask him, how did you get involved?
Firstly, I got involved. I've been working here since February, and it's probably one of the first things we talked to him, myself and Martina, was how we're going to do something for Skinny. Personally, I've known Skinny since he was in nappies. We should travel across the country with me to tournaments and slept in rooms and blah blah blah. Look, he was a fine player. He's been a fine player no more than his dad for a long, long time, and it wasn't hard for me to weigh in behind it, and just it was so close to my heart to get involved. And today, it's a testament to his legacy that he left behind him.
So you're quite happy to see the turnout that's here today,
Absolutely, yeah? Fantastic.
Martina, you've obviously gone to extreme lengths, and I appreciate that today. You've food on for everybody, and I think everybody's been looked after very, very well, to say the least. We've had some fantastic dart throwers. It's my understanding we have people that's come from as far away as Westmeath. I heard you last night mention 32 players who had booked in yesterday evening. They've come from Sligo, they came from all over. So were you expecting that?
We knew there'd be a huge turnout. How far they were going to travel, we weren't sure, but as you said, there was interest from Westmeath. There was supposed to be a tournament in Dublin, and they rescheduled on the grounds of this as a respect to the McDermott family, because Eugene Senior himself was a former All-Ireland captain, and his name still goes down in the dart history. So that was a huge compliment to dart family in Ireland. They've been here from Tyrone, Donegal, Westmeath, Mayo, Galway, Longford. The list of counties goes on. And for those that couldn't make it, we've had contributions come in, and people sending well wishes over the phone and through Facebook and all the rest, Well,
that's fantastic, and all that's left for me to say is a big thank you again to both of you as Skinny's uncle. So again, remember, we will be speaking to Brendan Dolan, which was, I think, to say the least, he was one of Skinny's favourite players that he looked up to. So we'll hear from him coming up next.
Can I just add that all the money raised today, we don't have a figure on it yet, will be going to Skinny's little girl, Rebecca Lee. And to Catherine, she'll be a wonderful mother. She's two fantastic grandmothers and grandfathers, and everybody around her will give her support over the years. But that's where all the money will be going to.
That's something we felt that Skinny himself would be looking down. He'd be proud of everybody for digging deep into their pockets. It's something he would have loved. I'd say that man is beaming with pride looking down on everybody here today.
And on top of that, some of his friends got together and ordered little wristbands. I think you've one on you there, Skinny wristbands. And they sold. They were gone in a shot.
Fantastic. Well, listen again, nothing left to say, but thank you very, very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to meet the history maker. In Dublin, he doubled in, he doubled down. Ladies and gentlemen, Brendan!
Went so far in darts. He looked towards me rather than up to me, and he wished me all the best, and he wanted to be nearly as good. He never wanted to be as good because that's Skinny. He never appreciated how good he really was.
And Brendan is as 12th in the world right now. Do you have memories of when you first met Eugene, or what impressed you about him, Skinny?
Oh well, I remember he came with his dad, and he was a young pup, as we call him, but he had a great stance and a great freestyle, and it was very solid. His throw was very solid and very purposeful, and you know, he reminded me a bit of his dad, and I knew his dad from probably when I was 13 years of age. I first met his dad in a tournament in Balcoo on St Stephen's Day, and I was lucky to win that day, and from that on I didn't realise who I was playing. At the time I was playing the Smittix Open champion, and I had won, but later on Eugene came along and sang, and he had a similar style to his dad, and he was very positive and assertive with his throw, and you know, I don't think he believed how good he was, and that was his own downfall, I think, because he had a natural talent.
And if Skinny was here today, do you honestly think he would have liked to have been drawn against you? Would there be a lot of people watching that game?
Oh, like everybody would have watched it here in Dromahaire, like there's no doubt about it. But Skinny was never afraid of anything. He maybe didn't believe enough in himself, but he was never afraid to play anybody, and he would have loved to play me. He would have loved, and he thought there's no harm in losing to someone like me, because he did think probably too much of me in a way. I was his idol or whatever, a local man. I was doing well in the darts, and he could see me on TV, and he just thought that was bee's knees, and probably me doing it, I should appreciate what I'm allowed to do.
And it obviously means a lot to you. As I said, you gave up a weekend where you could have been here, you could have been away playing a tournament in the UK, but you decided to come here just to support this tribute to Skinny.
Well, you know, Skinny meant a lot to me. His family meant a lot to me. You know, this meant more. The family, I tell the family what date I could make it, and there was a tournament, but I still could have made it today, and as it happened, the family was more than appreciated. They worked around me, and I was never missing this day at all.